Breaking news. February 24th, 2017. My announcement on Facebook, the social media. The USA has been legally and or technically in a state of war since August 23rd, 1996, when Osama bin Laden, or Al-Qaeda, declared war on the United States, and with other competing Islamic or Muslim organizations such as, number B, Muslim Brotherhood declares war on the USA in October 12th, 2010, during Obama's regime, presidency. C, ISIS declared war on USA Homeland in 2012, again under Obama's presidency. D, in any other Islamic organization that have committed one or more terror or murder incidences in the name or on behalf of their organization or country. The United Arab Emigrant has approximately 86 different names for these Islamic terror groups, ideology groups. What I want to do is read from credible news articles that actually document some of these things. This one here is a picture of Osama bin Laden. CNN. I'll read that one first because it's probably one of the more wide mainstream news organizations. CNN. And this is from their May 2nd, 2011. Okay? CNN. And I give all credentials to the writers of these articles. Okay? May 2nd, 2011, by CNN Wire staff. CNN. A look back at some key moments in the life of Osama bin Laden, including attacks that he is purportedly behind and messages attributed to him. 1957. It gives him, dates him back there. Osama bin Laden is born in Saudi Arabia. He's the 17th of 52 children fathered by Muhammad bin Laden. So, you know, large Muslim family, many wives, that type of thing. 52 children out of that. 1979, bin Laden graduates from King Abdul Aziz University. He goes to Afghanistan to join the Jihad or Holy War against the Soviet Union. 1979, he remains there for a decade, using construction equipment from his father's business to help the Muslim guerrilla forces build shelters, tunnels, and roads through the rugged Afghan mountains, and at times takes part in the battle. 1980 to 1989, bin Laden raises money for Mujahideen fighters in Afghanistan and also provides them with logistical and humanitarian aid. During these years, he was personally fights in battles against the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union fell, 89, 90, 90, whatever year it was. Okay, 1988, bin Laden forms a group he names Al-Qaeda, which in Arab means the base. 1989, Soviet Union withdraws from Afghanistan. Bin Laden returns to Saudi Arabia to work for the family construction firm, the Bin Laden Group. August 7, 1990, following the Iraq invasion of Kuwait, U.S. troops arrive in Saudi Arabia in order to have close base to eventually go after Iraq leader Saddam Hussein's troops. Bin Laden becomes outraged at the U.S. forces' presence near the Muslim holy sites of Mecca and Medina. 1991, bin Laden is expelled from Saudi Arabia by its regime. Eventually, he and his followers relocate to Sudan, funded by assets that has grown to as much as $250 million, according to some officials. In that African nation, Al-Qaeda becomes begins to evolve into a terror network. December 1992, U.S. forces land in Somalia, spearheading a UN-authorized humanitarian plan to bring in famine relief supplies. Part of their challenge in this is disarming the various warlords who control the country. Prosecutors charged that bin Laden threw himself into the conflict, sending some of his followers into Somalia to train the warlords to fight the U.S. troops. So he's been around a long time. February 26, 1993, a bomb explodes World Trade Center, New York City. 6 Muslim radicals who U.S. officials suspect have links to bin Laden were eventually convicted in the bombing. Bin Laden is later named, along with many others, as an unindicted co-conspirator in the case. And you can go on and on and on. October 1993, so many servicemen in Somalia. 1994, Saudi government, blah, blah, blah. 1995, truck bombing a military base in Saudi Arabia. 1996, Sudanese officials expel bin Laden from their country. He moves with his children and 3 wives to Afghanistan, where he receives support from the fundamentalist Taliban regime. That year, U.S. authorities indict bin Laden on charges he helped train the people involved in the 1993 attack that killed 18 U.S. servicemen in Somalia. Some more information about the 1996 attack in Saudi Arabia, 1996 attack, 1997, 1997, 1998, 1998, 1998. 1998, 99, 2000, May 2000. In the Philippines, Muslim separatist guerrillas who seized 21 hostages at a diving resort in Malaysia publicly announced that they are being supported by bin Laden. So you see, he's in one country, he raises support, he has followers, he goes to another country, raises support, has more followers, over and over and over and over again. October 2000, bin Laden is linked to the attack on USS Cole in Yemen, which leads to the death of 17 sailors. 2000, Algerian pleads guilty in connection with a failed bomb plot in Los Angeles International Airport during the Millennium celebrations. He claims he was trained in urban warfare and explosives at the Afghanistan camp run by bin Laden. This is CNN. This is front page news. People should know about this. All the people in government should know about this. Every single administration, national security people of every president from the 80s and the 90s should know all these facts. Okay? Ignorance is no excuse. Okay? September 2001, 4 commercial aircraft are hijacked and then crashed into New York, Washington, and Pennsylvania, leading to the deaths of approximately 2,900 people. The numbers vary. Soon after, U.S. government names bin Laden as the prime suspect. U.S. goes after him. They seek him out in various countries, and there's a big, long-standing hide-and-seek game as to when you finally find them. Okay, so that is a brief glimpse from CNN major news headlines. Timeline of Osama bin Laden over the years. First, he resisted the Soviet Empire in Afghanistan. Then, when the U.S. came in with Iraq War I, he got outraged and said, well, we're the new bad guys, and he decided he wants to go after the USA. So that's CNN, front page news. We've been legally at war, or technically at war, since they declared war on us, since that person declared war on us, attacked our men overseas, so forth. Another one, the Atlantic, 20 years, the 20 years war. In Europe, there's been 30 years wars and 100 years wars. But U.S., we're not accustomed to long wars, 20-year war, 30-year war, 50-year war. We're not accustomed to that. So this particular article, The Atlantic 2 decades ago, bin Laden officially launched Al-Qaeda struggle against the USA. Neither side won. If neither side won, we're still at war. Exactly 2 decades ago, August 23rd, 1996. So that kind of 20 years after that shows you when this article was written. Okay. So Osama bin Laden declared war on the United States. At the time, few people paid much attention. But it was the start of what was a 20-year war between the United States and Al-Qaeda, a conflict that both sides have ultimately lost. Well, this is the writer, what he thinks. He gives the history of him fighting in Soviet. He gives, says, returned in 1996, lived under Taliban protection. Within a few months of his arrival, he issued a 30-page fatwa, declaration of war against the Americans occupying the land of the holy places, which was published in the London-based newspaper Al-Quds, Al-Arabit, and faxed to supporters around the world. It was bin Laden's first public call for global jihad or war against the United States of America. So, you're talking 1996. Publicly announced he's going to war against the United States of America. Sent it to his followers, faxed it to various newspapers, to supporters around the world, printed it in London newspaper. London, England, in the U.S. were the primary people. 1991 war, you know, the primary military people. So I'm going to war against you. Okay. This also rehearses the attack on the USS Cole in 2000. It rehearses the 9/11 attack where about 2,900 people died, almost 33,000 people, 3,000. The second phase of the 20-year war was from 2001 to 2003. George Bush was declared he was going to go after him, hunt him down. False prophecies gave him and Prime Minister Blair, are you going to root them out? Are you going to squash all these terrorists? None of them are going to survive. That was a false prophecy given to Prime Minister Blair and Bush. It essentially, historically, looking back, it essentially, yeah, you persecuted them for a time, you let them out of prison. They have whole new infrastructure, whole new, they call it, now there's 86 terror groups instead of 2. So beware, people. We have been at war legally and technically since 1996 at least. Okay. 2 different sources. Al-Qaeda declarations of war. Al-Qaeda is another one of those 86. There's 86 different, at least 86 designated terror groups by the United Arab Emirates. Al-Qaeda declaration of war. Heritage.org research. Al-Qaeda declaration of war on the United States and its allies 2 times before the attacks on September 11, 2001. So they declared war twice, announced it. Those declarations came in a form of fatwas, the type of Islamic declaration of war. There it is, another one. And I will continue this on the second one. Thank you.